for us to be renewed in our hope again. To hope in Nigeria, young children have sang here today. They are expecting the best for Nigeria. Nigeria's wealth is the commonwealth of all. It belongs to everyone. God has blessed my family. We don't need the wealth of Nigeria to survive, but to do the right thing. For us to be renewed in our hope again. To hope in Nigeria, young children have sang here today. They are expecting the best for Nigeria. Nigeria's wealth is the commonwealth of all. It belongs to everyone. God has blessed my family. We don't need the wealth of Nigeria to survive, but to do the right thing.
I said, if Ahmed Bola Tinubu fails, hold me responsible. Because I have known him since 1992.
If Tinubu does not turn our life around, hold me responsible. Because your life is about to change.
This is the worst government. This is the worst government.
You don't change them.
That's the feeling of the job people. If nobody is telling you, as a friend, I will tell you. The job people feel this is the worst government.
You mean
No more Emilokan. Emilokan don't tell.
Now hungry can Nigeria now.
Tell Nigeria say no more Emilokan.
No more Emilokan. Now hungry remain for Nigeria now. Nigeria is hunger. You are hunger. Nigeria is hunger. Nigeria is hunger.
This man, the thing wey make this man talk today, he don't read. You say wait.
No more Emilokan. Men go die for one place.
Now that guy they protest.
Hunger they kill Nigeria.
Everything. High.
He go down.
But you said that time saying that Yoruba man go.
Make it help him. You know no say na mumu.
But you support Jagaba that time.
Yorubas, especially the Yorubas, we are not really proud of him again. I'm from Osun State. My name is Babatunde. I'm from Osun State. What Tinubu did to all of us in this country, it's just like he did not have plans for us. The things are going wrongly every day by day. In Osun State, they are dying, crying. There's a lot of suffering.
I wish that Buhari will come back.
You wish Buhari to
come back again, because Buhari don't better pass this Tinubu.
From fire to fire.
From fire to fire, you know, yes. From fire to fire.
So which one be fire? Which one be fire pan?
Fire pan na Buhari. This Tinubu na fire, because see, it's more than that.
Buhari and the Tinubu, they are doing a bad thing for us. God is not with this.
For us to be renewed in our hope again. To hope in Nigeria, young children have sang here today. They are expecting the best for Nigeria. Nigeria's wealth is the commonwealth of all. It belongs to everyone. God has blessed my family. We don't need the wealth of Nigeria to survive, but to do the right thing.
Nigerian President Bola Tinubu is under fire again, this time over allegations of nepotism.
This is just the 10th month into Tinubu's administration from the date he was sworn in. The international media has begun to drag Tinubu of corruption and nepotism. This is a thing that so many media organizations in Nigeria fail to do. They fail to do investigation over what is going on in our country. They fail to talk through to power. First Post is an international news and media company based in India. But they report about everything going on around the world. And on Nigerian issue, they have reported on how Tinubu appointed his son-in-law to be the chairman of Nigerian agency, how Tinubu bought oil. I'm talking about the Eni oil company through his nephew, and so many other corruptions that they have leveled against Bola Tinubu. It might interest you to watch this video to the end while we talk.
Africa from its biggest economy, Nigeria. Nigerian President Bola Tinubu is under fire again, this time over allegations of nepotism. He recently announced a shake-up in Nigeria's Federal Housing Authority. And he's appointed this man as the new MD/CEO, Oyetunde Ojo. He's a former Nigerian MP. He served from 2011 to 2015, but he failed to get re-elected in the 2015 election. After that, he turned to business, reportedly in the oil and gas sector. And now he's the CEO of a housing authority. What's his qualification? Apparently, over a decade's worth of experience in the housing and hospitality industries. That's what the Nigerian government said while appointing him. But exactly when did this happen? When did he get the time to acquire this decade's worth of housing experience? It remains a mystery. But the Nigerian government insists that he is the best man for the job. Of course, they need to hype up his credentials to deflect from his other big achievement. And what's that? Being married to Fola Shade Tinubu, the oldest daughter of President Bola Tinubu. Nepotism is never good for optics after all, and the last thing Tinubu needs is another scandal. The Nigerian president has been racking up controversies ever since he took office. The last one was about an oil field, an offshore oil block called OPL 245. It was a disputed field bought by European oil giants Eni and Shell. There were corruption allegations. Nigeria had sued the oil companies. The case was pending in international tribunals. But last month, the president of Nigeria restored the fields to the Europeans. He ended all legal disputes over the offshore field and called for the matter to be resolved amicably. Now, you can choose to look at this as Tinubu moving forward, as him dropping a long dispute and getting back to business. Or you may wonder about the timing. Eni, one of the European oil firms involved here, signed another deal recently. This happened a few months ago. They sold their Nigerian onshore assets to a local firm, a firm called Onado PLC. The sale was very beneficial for the Nigerian oil company. Its total oil reserves doubled after it bought Eni's assets. And guess who is the chief executive of the Onado group? A man called Adewale Tinubu, or Wale as he's popularly known. The last name is not a coincidence. He is related to the Nigerian president too. He is the president's nephew. So a European oil company sells its business to Tinubu's nephew. The nephew's company benefits, and Nigeria drops litigation against the Europeans soon after. What does that sound like to you? Allegations of nepotism and corruption are hounding the president. But that's not all. He's also been accused of using his office for personal gain, using it to fund a luxurious lifestyle, like with the yacht controversy. Tinubu became president last year. He took office in the month of May. His government had to release a supplementary budget to allocate resources for this year, and this happened in November. The budget came in November. But while the budget was being discussed, an anomaly came to light. Money was earmarked for a presidential yacht, a princely sum of 5 billion naira. That's about $3.5 million US. Now, Nigeria is an economic powerhouse, but it's still a developing nation. There is massive wealth inequality. People are struggling with the cost of living crisis and reeling after the government reduced fuel subsidies last year. In this environment, President Bola Tinubu was buying a yacht on the taxpayers' dime. You can imagine the uproar. Nigerians were furious. So over opposition lawmakers, they forced the government to divert the yacht money. It was funneled into a student loan fund instead. But you see, the yacht had already been delivered by then to the Nigerian Navy. So now they have to find a way to pay for the luxury boat. And these are just some of the controversies that have dogged Tinubu since he took office. There are others as well, and by the looks of it, there will be more to come. Hopefully, Nigeria will continue to progress despite the extravagance of its president and the enrichment of his family.
It is very hard to defend Nigeria as a country. It is very hard to defend the government of Nigeria. It is very hard not to see Nigerians as corrupt people, where their government officials shows that the country is rich. And in the undertone, what you see is corruption that has led people to abject poverty. Look at what is going on from around the country. Protests everywhere. Trucks of food are being hijacked. Some governors, like in Niger State, they refuse to sell their food produce to other states because of the fear of hunger. What is going on in our country today is a cause of corruption. This man is not up to a year in office. Look at the level of corruption he has carried out. What is going on? The other day, the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Betedu, was indicted of corruption for transferring the money meant for the poor citizens through her portfolio. Minister of Humanitarian, she transferred the money into private accounts. Up till now, how many people are talking about Betedu again? This is the level of corruption in Nigeria. And I am not blaming this government too much. I am blaming people who supported and still defending them. I'm blaming somebody like Reno Mokri. Reno Mokri, who knew, even before the election, called Tinubu all sorts of name. But the day he was invited in Abuja, I don't know what really transpired. Right from that day, he started defending nepotism. Come on. What about so many clergymen, including the likes of Sunday Adelaja? Before the election, he was writing that why P2B can't be president, and he was writing why Tinubu should be the president of Nigeria. But ever since this issue of poverty, the low rate of naira, inflation, insecurity, corruption, nepotism started, he has never even written anything to condemn the act. It speaks much about his integrity. Because if you supported somebody because you believe the person is going to rule right, and what you are seeing is the opposite, you need the same courage to come out to address what you are seeing that is not good. We were all watching the election, we were experiencing the election, how people were prevented not to vote for the rightful candidate. People were threatened, including the presidential candidate then, Bola Tinubu, who is occupying the office in Aso Rock right now. He said that they should snatch a box, they should run away with it, if they are being prevented not to get what they wanted. And this is what we have landed ourselves in. Because when you force yourself in the position of driver and you don't have the experience, you must surely not end well. And that is the situation we are seeing in our country. Where are all these people who supported Tinubu? When the election was rigged, even when the vice presidential candidate to the Labour Party presidential candidate P2B, I'm talking about the person of Babadati Ahmed, came to the national television to condemn the rigging of the election and urge Nigerians and CGN not to swear in Tinubu. Someone like Oroshoyinka came out to condemn the act, saying that they want to cause havoc and call them fascists. And today, the same Oroshoyinka has lost his voice. And they are seeing how Nigerians are suffering. The only thing they could do is to blame the previous administration of Muhammadu Buhari. There is no doubt we know that Buhari caused a lot of, things against Nigeria. His incompetence has caused Nigeria inflation, bad economy. But it is proven that Buhari is more better than Tinubu as we speak today. So when someone assumes the office and begin to complain and blame the previous administration, it's a sign that the person don't have anything to offer to the nation. Because it's like when you are looking for a job and they told you that we have too many customers here, will you be able to act as a customer attendant? You said yes. And when you are being employed, you begin to complain that the customer attendant that was there before, that he did not attend to the customers well, that you are having, heat or pressure from the customers. But you were employed to do that. So if you are not able to act, the best thing you should do is to resign. So that is what I'm saying. And our national news media and also international news media like Channels Television and Rise News, they should rise up and do the necessary thing. We need a professional news media organization in Nigeria who will be able to report with evidence. Those who will be able to report, do investigative journalism, investigate what is going on and give Nigeria a good report without fear or favor. Let me know what you think about this video. Kindly share it, subscribe to my channel, and above all, always come by for daily updates.
The worst government. This is the worst government.
You don't change them.
That's the feeling of the job people. If nobody is telling you, as a friend, I will tell you. The job people feel this is the worst government.
You mean I'm?
No more
local.
Emilokan don't
hungry can Nigeria now.
Tell Nigeria say no more Emilokan.
No more Emilokan. Now hungry remain for Nigeria now. Nigeria is hunger. Hunger. Nigeria is hunger. Nigeria is hunger.
This man, the thing we make this man talk today, he don't read. You say wait.
No more Emilokan. Men go die for one place.
Now that guy they protest.
Hunger they kill Nigeria.
Everything high.
He go down.
But you said that time saying that Yoruba man go.
Make it help him. You know say na mumu.
But you support Jagaba that time.
Yorubas, especially the Yorubas, we are not really proud of him again. I'm from Osun State. My name is Babatunde. I'm from Osun State. What Tinubu did to all of us in this country, it's just like he did not have plans for us. The things are going wrongly every day by day. In Osun State, they are dying, crying. you know, there's a lot of suffering. I wish that Buhari will come back.
You wish Buhari to
come back again, because Buhari don't better pass this Tinubu.
From fire to fire.
From fire pan to fire, you know, yes. From fire pan to fire.
So which one be fire? Which one be fire pan?
Fire pan na Buhari. This Tinubu na fire, because